Mason, it's just going to be DC just all the time now, all right? I got a lot of notes, and I guess the best place to start is to do a pause in the recording to make sure everything checks, and then we'll go again.
Oh, yeah, nice, great.
Yeah, cool.
Uh-huh.
Mason, before we just get into all of this,
yes.
I'm going to have to go goblin mode on this James Gunn tweet because I feel like this is a good caveat for everything to come afterwards, okay? So there was a bunch of rumors, stories, some things pretty much confirmed, some things speculations.
From the Hollywood Reporter, no less.
And various other outlets.
Because I'm pretty ready to discount any of these kind of rumors, but if the Hollywood Reporter has it, you know.
Exactly. So anyway, this is what James Gunn said.
They're reporting on Hollywood.
That's right.
Not even Hollyweird.
No, which is not as good, I think. Or the same?
I think it's as good.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We should change the sign. Who can we petition for that? Gavin Newsom?
Is he the governor or something?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, or the mayor, one of those guys.
Yeah.
What you'd have to do is, because isn't it the case with the Hollywood sign that it was really dilapidated and it was on the verge of falling to bits. So they had to, a bunch of celebrities, they each sponsored a letter and they got them. So you'd have to talk to the last 3 letter people and you'd have to get them to, you'd have to pay them off and then we could demolish the OOD.
Yeah.
And then we could get some other celebrities to put EIRD there.
We'd have to get
we could just move the D.
We could.
Yeah.
Just move the D. We could get some rude celebrities. Johnny Knoxville.
Yes.
Seth MacFarlane. There's some good rude celebrities that would be involved.
They've gotten plenty of money and a lot of knocks to their head. Amy Schumer, rude celebrity. Yeah, that's right.
I'm loving this.
We could get a change to anything.
Yeah, definitely. But Hollyweird. Is what we change it to. Yeah, we'll maybe leave it like that for a decade, then we'll reassess.
Okay.
We'll see who's weird. Somebody weird. Weird Al, obviously. He's not that weird. I mean, he's weird, but you know. I said to my brother, happy birthday, sent him a message.
Which brother?
It was his birthday, the one you like. And he just wrote back, no.
Do you think you meant to send more or?
No, I think that was it.
Okay, right.
So there you go. Mason?
Yes.
This is what James Gunn said. So, as far as the story yesterday in the Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true, and some of it we haven't decided yet whether it's true or not. Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we're still just beginning. Peter and I, they're doing it, Peter Safran, they're doing it together, chose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and the audience itself, and there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. But in the end, the drawbacks of the transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities and the opportunity to build upon what we worked in DC, what has worked in DC so far, and help to rectify what has not. We know we're not going to make every single person happy. We insist on that. No, that's insane. Every step forward of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in the service of story and in the service of DC characters we know you cherish and we have cherished our whole lives. As for more answers about the future of the DCU, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We are giving these characters and stories the time and attention they deserve, and we ourselves still have a lot more questions to ask and answer. Let's start with something that was potentially happening before this takeover, Mason.
Go on.
And there was talk of Black Adam 2 and a Hawkman spin-off. But then, of course, it was reported this week the Black Adam lost somewhere between $50 to $100 million. Then, of course, The Rock came out swinging on Twitter.
That's right.
Saying, actually, it made money. It made some money.
If you factor in all the stuff that hasn't happened yet, like video on demand and DVDs and Funko Pop sales, actually, it's going to make some money. So
and it probably will eventually on streaming and whatever. But my normie mates caught up with, and it came up, that movie, and they were just like, didn't like it. And so I think that's the sign of where people are at.
There's a Deadline article I have here from Anthony D'Alessandro, and it says Dwayne Johnson DC pick Black Adam to profit. Here's how.
Okay.
It's the first paragraph says there's some snarking going on out there that Black Adam is poised to lose $50 to $100 million, and that is simply not true. I would argue there's more snarking in this article, but
it's been very snarky.
Yeah. Deadline film finance sources, meaning people who do this for a living and those close to the film, say this movie is bound to break even and be in the black. Terrific.
It's great.
Yeah.
What does that mean though? By how much?
Well, with a global gross of $390 million and a $195 million production cost and a P&A spend between $80 and $100 million, The Dwayne Johnson DC New Line film was looking to net between $52 and $72 million.
But then you got to look at distribution and...
Also not included in that amount is an extra source of cash from Black Adam merchandise.
What are we talking about here? Name a thing that has been selling well.
Doesn't say. Probably Burger King burgers.
But that's also a real stretch to be like, you haven't factored into this movie something outside of the movie. We're talking strictly the movie itself.
Hey, I'm just going by the article by...
That you wrote.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just going by this article that clearly was purchased by Dwayne Johnson's PR representatives. All of this, including a B-plus cinema score, is good enough for Black Adam to be a franchise starter. Read, the first Captain America made $370 million worldwide.
No.
Because the Dwayne Johnson said that as well. 100% somebody's...
That's not the same.
It's not the same at all.
That's a movie that came out on, like, knowing that it wasn't going to be huge.
Yeah.
They didn't give the main guy $50 million or whatever he would have got, probably 20. And then it was backed immediately by the Avengers and then a series of movies until it culminated in 2019.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like it's going anywhere.
And I would say $370 million at the time would have been, like, that was really impressive.
Yes.
Especially considering a lot of superhero movies
that
were
was
absolute
12
duds.
years ago.
It was 12 years ago. But clearly they've gone backwards and they've gone, okay, let's look at the box office.
Let's look at let's find a good one that didn't do
let's look at all the box office for all the Marvel movies and we'll keep going until we find one that didn't do that great. In terms of like an Endgame movie or what? This only made $370 million.
There's no way that movie either cost $190 million or whatever. The first Avenger, that is. I reckon that would be like max $120 million, maybe $150. Let's have a look. $140. There you go.
I have read the claims that Black Adam will lose money. That is false, exclaimed producer and financier Joe Singer, who deals greatly in motion picture slate financing. The picture may be considered disappointing since it had Dwayne Johnson in a DC film. However, the picture will pass break-even and throw off a bit of profit. Was Black Adam as big as Hobbs and Shaw, which yielded an $84 million profit after all ancillaries? No, but you need to remember that the Fast and Furious spin-off had Russia and didn't face the headwinds of a strong dollar overseas.
I don't need to remember anything, Mason.
Hobbs and Shaw also had the benefit of China, where Johnson is big.
That's true.
The pick making $201 million. Note the theatrical rental return back to the US is only around 25%, and there's no home market in the PRC.
That is true about the China thing, though. That is absolutely true, yeah.
Anyway, I like how they had to compare it to Hobbs and Shaw, which also didn't do that well.
And is a bad movie.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Look, man, maybe maybe you should have done some Shazam stuff with it.
Maybe.
You know? Mm-hmm. And he's not an anti-hero. He's a guy who's like, I don't want to. And then he's like, I will.
Boy, this really gets into the weeds in terms of numbers. This paragraph says...
This reads like somebody explaining to a girl that he likes why she should date him.
Yeah.
You know? What do you mean? I'm a nice guy. Right? I've got a car. I have a job.
I understand that Johnson's deal wasn't as aggressive as his previous deals. He received his $20 million upfront fee and stands to profit, according to our numbers, which is at cash break-even zero. There's a 40% profit pool shared by director Jaume Collet Serra. The Pix producers Beau Flynn and $7, Talent and Johnson, who is the largest participant at more than 10%. That comes out of the net $52 million. This shared pool goes into effect after the studio breaks even. No one on Black Adam received first dollar gross per our understanding. Just goes on like this.
All right.
Residuals and home entertainment costs are rolled into our total costs. Boy, they're really doing some Hollywood accounting here, but it seems in reverse. It's like normally they do Hollywood accounting if somebody has a deal where they're like, okay, you get a percentage of the net profits. They go, oh, no, actually catering was really expensive and then we had to distribute it, and when you factor in all those costs, you actually owe us money, star of this movie. But in this, they've thrown the gears into reverse, and they're like, well, actually, if you factor in all these other things that we don't normally factor in, this is going to make some money. And there's a cost breakdown.
It's a little spreadsheet.
What are you doing, Deadline? Sequel and franchises are the lifeblood of our business, added Singer. They have a reduced risk profile and generally a higher upside. The fact that there are discussions about a Black Adams sequel is how a studio builds long-term sustainable value.
Yeah, isn't it?
So basically they're going, okay, well, Captain America didn't make that much, but the sequels made more.
Yeah.
But you also have to factor in that people liked Captain America 1.
Right.
And I liked Black Adam fine, but I'm the only one, evidently. So,
but you wouldn't go into bat for it, would you?
No, absolutely not.
Anyway, THR says that's...
I'd go in for a Justice Society movie without question.
100%.
If they bring in like 4 more guys for the roster.
Yeah.
Great, I would love that.
I agree. Anyway, THR says that Hawkman / Black Adam 2 spin-off or whatever is not going to happen.
Okay.
Both of those movies, the sequel and the spin-off. So, yeah,
Well,
we'll
they didn't
see.
say no to Justice Society, though, did they?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if he appears again, obviously. But there's no way they'd pump $200 million into another one of these.